Good evening to you. Welcome and thank you for joining us. It is the Monday edition of Uct TV News. I'm Sunday Gloria Aboch. Now, members of parliament from Tororo districts have petitioned government to intervene in what they called unprofessional conduct and harassment of alleged smugglers by the Uganda Revenue Authority officials at the Malaba border post and the numerous porous routes used to smuggle small items in Uganda. The remarks have been made by the parliamentarians during a fundraising drive for St. Charles Rwanga Church located in Amagoro, Busia County.
Cases of Uganda Revenue Authority officials harassing the locals who live along the Uganda-Kenya border at the Ugandan border district of Tororo are said to be on the rise and have in the last few months led to a number of accidents and deaths. The members of parliament from Tororo during a fundraising drive to complete St. Charles Rwanga Catholic Church, Amagoro and North in Tororo municipality tasked the government to intervene on the matter.
But they've lost their lives as a result of Uganda Revenue Authority chasing people who are moving with small items. Being within the East African community, we thought that there is cross-border trade.
Because we cannot avoid visiting our brothers across the other side and maybe come with a bar of soap, especially of recent when the Kenyan shilling has been a bit down. That turns out to be a crime to us.
These leaders presented their petition to the Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, the first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of East African Community, who in her response said she will pursue the matter with Uganda Revenue Authority as she has been doing with other challenges at the border.
I was in Malaba a few months ago, and one of the things I did was to chase the head of URA at that time. I don't know if they've got another one who's also doing the same. But I chased him. The URA people have never taken time to train the people about the simplified trade regime. Because under the simplified trade regime, people who live 10 kilometers from the border are eligible to obtain these small things that cross the border with small things that don't exceed $2,000.
The leaders also asked the government to look into the possibility of widening the Jinja-Malaba highway that has become a death trap because of the congestion caused by the trucks that park along the way awaiting clearance.
As government is working on the Kampala-Jinja Expressway, we need the road from Jinja to Malaba to be expanded. There are times when you find trailers on the road with nowhere to pass.
I wrote a report and also reported the cabinet. I wrote a cabinet paper about what I found in Malaba, including the issue of the road, which needs to be expanded.
On his part, the Archbishop of Tororo, Dr. Emmanuel Obo, called upon the people of Tororo to continue working together while guarding jealously all they have achieved.
There is a moment of laws, the do's, the things you must do, and the things you must not do. And if you do the things that you must not do, then you are wrong. And we have been doing so many things in our lives, those things that we must not do.
Over 50 million shillings was raised for the completion of the church. Aloysius Opio, UCTV, Tororo.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP John Martin Okoth Ochola, has handed over office to his Deputy Inspector General of Police, Geoffrey Katsigazi Tumusime. Today, the handover ceremony was held at the police headquarters in Naguru, Kampala. Ochola handed over office to Major General Geoffrey Tumusime Katsigazi after the expiry of his contract. The police spokesperson Fedenanga said the former IGP listed both achievements and challenges that he encountered within his 6-year reign as the Inspector General of Police, as Joseph Kabale brings us the details.
Ochola, who joined the Uganda Police Force on the 2nd of January 1988, was appointed Inspector General of Police on March 14, 2018, replacing General Kale Kaihura. Ochola's decision to hand over office follows the expiration of his second term on March 4th, amid speculation about his potential reappointment. Reflecting on his 36 years of service, of which 6 he served as the Inspector General of Police, Ochola appreciated all the stakeholders who enabled him to deliver such an admirable tenure.
The numerous achievements spelled out in my handover report and by the various directorates were made possible working with a wonderful team and dedicated officers across all ranks who gave their best in ensuring that the institution succeeded in fulfilling its constitutional mandate.
Speaking to the weekly press conference held at the police headquarters today, the spokesperson of police, Fred Enanga, applauded the outgoing IGP for his exceptional efforts of leading the institution to greater achievements and enhancement of efficiency in the execution of its mandate.
You all know very well that the outgoing IGP was very critical to the great success of the Uganda Police Force in the past 6 years, where he led the police to higher levels of achievement with his talent and managerial skills. His tenure was marked by great improved efficiency in police services and modernization of the force.
Ochola extended his gratitude to the Ministry of Internal Affairs, which considered his request to bow out and concentrate on his personal life.
On the 3rd of January this year, I wrote to the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, who's the chairman of Police Authority, requesting to conclude my tour of duty due to personal and domestic issues that require my personal attention. You are aware of what issues I have now, personal issues. Today, I am delighted to be standing before you, no, not standing, sitting now, before you this day to give my stewardship report and hand over leadership of this great institution to the new IGP. Now, since there is no IGP appointed, I will be handing over to a caretaker who is the DIG.
Joseph Kabale, Uct V News.
The Uganda Police Force has announced a 10 million shillings reward to any member of the public who can provide substantial information regarding the whereabouts of one Lujabosa Tabula, who is suspected to have had a hand in the gunning down of the Indiga clan head, engineer Daniel Bosa. This has been revealed by the police spokesperson Fred Enanga while addressing press at the police headquarters in Naguru today. Enanga also said that Tabula hashed engineer Bosa's assassination due to intrigue, greed and jealousy. The Joint Crime Intelligence and the CID further appealed to the public or anyone who has credible information about Tabula that can lead to his arrest and prosecution to get to the nearest police station or CID headquarters so that the culprit is arrested and pays for his crimes.
Following the shooting of the Indiga clan head and businessman Daniel Bosa on the 25th of last month, he was subsequently laid to rest yesterday in Mpigi Town Council at the clan burial grounds. In the pursuit of justice, police has come up with a 10 million reward to anyone who avails information that can assist in the arresting of Lujabosa Tabula, who allegedly masterminded the shooting.
Our Joint Crime Intelligence and CID appeals to whoever has any information which may lead to his arrest and prosecution to pass it in confidence to the nearest police station or ring CID headquarters on telephone number 0741 111 333. A substantial cash reward of Uganda shillings 10 million awaits any member of the public who avails us credible information that can lead to the arrest of Lujabosa Tabula. He is believed to be hiding in the islands.
Enanga has passed a warning to anyone who intends to harbor Bosa Tabula that concealing his arrest is a serious offense and will attract legal proceedings if caught.
So we also want to warn anybody who will be found harboring the wanted Luja Bosa Tabula from the police that he will be charged for harboring a criminal by concealing his arrest with the intent of preventing his discovery.
Enanga adds that the case file has been forwarded to the Director Public Prosecutions for legal management and as well pledged to the public that the suspects on the run are known and will soon be subdued.
But we want to pledge to the family and all the loved ones that the wanted suspects who are on the run are known. And the pursuit for all those responsible for the violent murder actually remains active and ongoing. And it is against this background that we have come up with a police appeal for Luja Bosa Tabula.
He concluded by warning aggressive parents to improvise holistic ways of punishing their children without physical assaulting them.
To urge parents to look for holistic ways of punishing children away from physical punishments. These corporal punishment, physical punishments were actually outlawed, and we don't need to continue punishing our children in that matter.
Joseph Kabali, Uct V News.
Still from the police, the Directorate of Traffic and Road Safety has issued strict guidelines that will be implemented to curb the increasing number of road fatalities in the country. Michael Kananura, the spokesperson for the Traffic and Road Safety, revealed that a total of 77 people died and 399 sustained injuries between the month of February 25th and March 3rd from various motor accidents that occurred across the country, with a majority of the dead motorcyclists, pedestrians and passengers on motorcycles. Kananura announced that traffic police will continue engaging in security operations to crack down on all errant drivers who drive, shoulder one way, overtake carelessly, overspeed and border motorists without crash helmets, reflective jackets and driving permits.
For the period of last 1 week, and that is from the dates of 25th February to 3rd March 2024. During that time, we lost 77 people and 399 sustained injuries. Among the dead people were 25 who contributed 34%, and those were motorcyclists. Then 22 people were pedestrians. These ones contributed to 30% of the total number of deaths. And 7 people were passengers who were traveling on motorcycles, and they contributed to 9%. The major causes of these crashes were looked at as careless overtaking, being in the lead, and followed by speeding. During this week, we intend to carry out the following operations. Operations on errant drivers who have continued to become a problem and are causing most of the road crashes on the roads. And these ones include those who drive on shoulders, those who drive in one ways, and those who overtake improperly. We are also conducting operations on speed enforcement with much emphasis on the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway. Operations among the borders continue, targeting those who ride without crash helmets, those without reflective jackets, and those without driving permits. The pedestrians have continued to contribute to a bigger number of fatalities, and over a third, or 3/4 of people who die in road accidents are pedestrians. So these are some of the tips on how to use the roads along with the pedestrians. First and foremost, pedestrians do not have much of a chance when hit by these vehicles, and many pedestrians are not used to traffic and many do not know how dangerous these roads are. So what does this mean to us, or to some of us who use vehicles and motorcycles on these roads? We have to drive carefully and always slow down to 50 kilometers per hour where there are pedestrians, particularly in crowded town centers, places like markets, especially markets along the highways or other roads, and the nearby bus stops or taxi stops where people board vehicles from. We have to watch out for pedestrians stepping suddenly into the road from behind or on stopped vehicles. Be extra careful when children are around and when driving near schools. Be friendly and considerate to old people and the disabled persons when they are having difficulty crossing the roads. Always slow down near schools and hospitals. For here we expect children to be using these roads crossing, and people visiting the hospital, including the sick or the patients. You must stop at zebra crossing to let pedestrians cross using the zebra crossing. You must not overtake on or near zebra crossing, because this may make it difficult for you to see the pedestrians who have started crossing the road using the zebra crossing. Some pedestrian crossings are controlled by traffic light signals, and you must obey the traffic light signals. Where they are red and you are not meant to continue driving, please obey, stop, and let those who use a foot to cross the roads. Remember that over a third of the people killed on roads are pedestrians, as earlier put. So when you also step out of your car, you definitely become a pedestrian too. So show more care, slow down, and when you see them, they have as much right to use the road as you do.
And finally, from the local scene, the Executive Director of the National Identification Registration Authority, NIRA, Rosemary Kisembo, has cautioned Ugandans against registering national IDs for non-citizens as preparations for national ID renewal are being undertaken. Kisembo made the emphasis on Form 3, which contains the bio details of the applicant, and urged those who want to register IDs for non-citizens that their registration will be queried.
Emphasis, I want to bring to bear the emphasis on Form 3. Form 3 is a foundational information collecting tool for the National Identification Register. It is specific to Part 1 of the register. We discussed last week that Part A contains information pertaining to the applicant, details on their names, their occupations, their disabilities, their place of residence, their place of origin, their place of birth, and their citizenship type. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to tell us the truth in Part A. It's oftentimes in NIRA we hear, I don't even know how I wrote that. Now if you don't know, who knows? Who knows? You had a pen, you had a paper, It is not a math exam that you hate math. This is information about you, your name. I hear people on radio, Amanya Nedowozi Gundi. But when it comes to Form 3, Amanya Nedowozi has a problem. So it's my request that this time as we fill this form, let us take care not to falsify any information. Part B, we agreed, has information on the voter and on the spouse. And Part C has information on our heritage, bringing into focus your father, your mother, or the person you have chosen to identify you. I want to take this opportunity to say that if we identify a person who is, for whatever reason, being used as a conduit to falsely identify Ugandans, we will take note and reject the applicant's form, but we will also stop list or mark for further investigation the citizenship of that person. Deep learning analytical tools and different technologies will be used to draw connections. And if they scout you out as a person who is involved in identifying people falsely, the law, the long arm of the law, will reach out to you. But not only that, your own citizenship will come into query. So, your mother or your father can identify you. If they don't have identifiers, your grandparents, if they don't have identifiers, a NIN, to be precise, then one of their children was a NIN. Because we have 27 million people on the register, we have more people registered than unregistered. There should be at least one person in this country who can identify you if you are a Ugandan. And then I got Form 9. Form 9 has only two parts: NIN, name, and place of residence. One would ask that if I enter the NIN and name, why isn't it that you when I enter my NIN, why don't you automatically enter my name? We don't want you to search for people's NINs and names. We must stick to privacy and data protection. So you will enter the NIN that you know, and you will enter the name as it appears on your national ID if you have one, or as it appears pertaining to your NIN. The only thing you'll be required to come for if you are renewing is the letter of residence, especially if you are changing from where you stayed the last time we enrolled you. In the event that you wish to change anything whatsoever on your original application, another process called change of particulars takes over. That is a paying process.
Thank you so much for watching. Let's take a look at Today in History. You are watching UCTV News that takes a break, and we'll be back.
UCTV, good news for all.
Catch incredible stories of resilience, success.
You can manage that money.
With a topping of inspiration.
Get interested in people not invested in yourself.
Inspire, achieve, repeat.
You are watching Uct TV, good news for all. For this and more, tune in to Kasese Get Radio 100.5 in Western Region, located at the hill of the Diocese of Kasese. KGR brings you all Catholic programs and an advertising platform in all our radio shows like Good Morning Renzori, Chama Towoka, Ukute, the business show, Propeller, the request show and sports, Evaluation, Bahinga Bakuluka, Late Night Show, and many others. Our other services include Isuzu Tipa, a no car, public address system, live band, Omokekera, an audio recording studio, and outside live broadcast. For more information, call 0773-597-166 or visit our website www.kasesegetradio.com. Kasese Get Radio, Omusondoria, the voice of truth.
It's unbelievable. Now, companies, businesses, and organizations can make bulk payments easily with Centenary Bank's corporate center SWIFT to anyone without the need of a bank account, anywhere, anytime, just like that. The recipient needs only their phones, national ID, and token number received via SMS to withdraw money from any center agent nearby. The Centenary Bank's corporate center SWIFT is simple, secure, and convenient. You think it's too good to be true? Visit any of our branches countrywide or visit www.centenarybank.co.ug to know more. Centenary Bank. Centenary Bank is a member center group regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Terms and conditions apply.
Uct TV, good news for all.
And with the segment ends our news tonight. Do stay tuned to the Uganda Catholic Television. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch. Wishing you a lovely night.